Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So today we're going to be talking about how to import products from Alibaba in China to the UK Amazon warehouse and how to do all this stuff profitably, right? Now, as you can see, I've got my extremely professional setup today with probably the most ghetto title and webcam you've ever seen, but I promise the content's going to be very, very revealing and insightful for you. So how do you import stuff from China? How do you choose a product to import? How do you get it here safely? This is what we're going to talk about today. And to be honest with you, I believe anyone can import things from China. It's not actually that difficult. If you get in touch with any supplier on Alibaba, generally they can help you with the shipping process. They can do it all for you. So anyone can import stock. However, the hard part of importing products is making profit doing it. Right? So many new importers get a load of stock, ship it into Amazon. They might even sell it. But after all their expenses, they're left with nothing, either no margin at all, or worst case scenario, they've made a loss. So before we even get into the process of how to go to the Alibaba website and what buttons to click and all that, let me explain to you how easy it is to make a loss doing this stuff, because it's really something not many people actually talk about. And I just want you to be aware, because when you're aware of what not to do, it'll be more clear to understand how to avoid doing that. All right. So let me give you an example. Right. How do you import a load of stock from China? Let's say you have a really great niche. Okay. Found the best niche ever. You've used Jungle Scout or Helium 10 or whatever. And yet you still somehow managed to make a loss. How is this possible? Right. Well, this is what you'd aim to do. Let's say you find a product. Right. It's doing great revenue. Okay. It looks good. And you order 500 units of that product. Okay. 500 units from Alibaba. Okay. You're aiming to sell this product at a price point of £20 per sale on Amazon UK. All right. This is your aim. This is what the other sellers are charging. You think this is what you can charge too. All right. So 500 units, £20 each. Projected revenue, quick maths, right? £10,000. Okay. 10K and projected revenue. So that's your aim. All right. So let's do the maths and figure out how this would be profitable. All right. So we've got 10K projected revenue, right, from this order. Now to make that 10K revenue, we've got some expenses, right, that are unavoidable. So the first one we should probably focus on is the cost of the products that we're shipping over and the shipping fees. Okay, so let's estimate £4,000 for that. Okay, maybe £3,000 for the stock and £1,000 for the shipping. Okay, these are just using nice, easy numbers here. Okay, so for the products and shipping, that leaves us with 6K. Okay, but there's other things to think about as well. For example, Amazon fees. Right, we can estimate maybe make 10K in sales on Amazon, probably pay 3K Amazon fees. Probably be a bit less than that. There's a 15% referral fee, which is like the commission, and an FBA fee, the cost of Amazon fulfilling everything for you. So about 30% is a good guess for that. Let's say you spend £1,000 on marketing. Okay, £1,000 on marketing. It's probably not going to be that much. Let's say that's what you're going to spend. Okay. After all of these expenses, we should be left with a 20% profit margin. Okay. £2,000 profit after all these expenses. Okay, that's a very healthy business. A lot of people manage to actually do less marketing. They get their products for cheaper. Okay, and therefore instead of making 2K, they'll make 3K or 4K from 10K in sales, and they'll have a 20 or 30% profit margin. All right, but we want to be conservative. Always be conservative when you're guessing this stuff. So that's the ideal situation. That's what we want to happen. But this is what can happen in reality. In reality, you get all your stock in from China, ship it into Amazon, listing goes live, you're really excited. No one buys your product. This is obviously a very stressful situation if you just spent £4,000 shipping a load of stock over, right? So what you find is that in order to get people to actually buy your product, they're not going to pay £20. In fact, what you have to do is reduce the price all the way down to maybe £10 to make it some sales. And quite often, with a lot of new Amazon sellers, they find they can't charge any more than that, right? So if this is the case, then what happens? Well, instead of 10k revenue, you only make 5k revenue, right? It slashes your sales in half. And a lot of your expenses stay pretty static. Now the fees, for example, we can probably assume that making 5k in sales on Amazon, probably maybe 2k fees, something like that, for example. Obviously the cost of the products and the shipping is exactly the same, right? 4k. And let's say we'd probably have to spend the same on marketing as well. 1k on marketing. All of a sudden, we've gone from making £2,000 profit to now spending £6,000-7,000 altogether, and we've made, put this in red, right, for dramatic effect, we've made a £3,000 loss. Now that's an extreme example. You might break even or you might make very minimal profits, but this is what happens. So how do we avoid only being able to charge £10 for our product and making a loss? And how do we ensure that we can charge a healthy amount and make a decent profit? And how can we do this time and time again and build a sustainable business? Well, this is all in how you source your products, right? Every part of the sourcing process will enable you to charge more for your product. It's really as simple as that. So, what do we need to think about first? Well, first of all, we need to know how to source a product that really adds value to the marketplace. Something where customers are really going to spend that £20 or whatever the number is that you need to charge to make a profit. Right? If you don't add enough value for your product to be worth £20, and customers won't pay for it. So you need to be thinking about this from the beginning of the process. Okay. So step one would be to go to Alibaba. Okay. So it's very simple. Go to the website, alibaba.com. You can click join free. Okay. Super easy to sign up. Right. As long as the language doesn't randomly change to Mandarin while you're in the process, right? Fill out these details. Within a couple of minutes, you'll be signed into the website. Yeah? Very, very, very simple. So let's say the niche that you're looking at is a spatula, right? It's the only thing that seems to pop into my head whenever I think of a niche. So let's pretend that this is the best niche on Amazon ever and you want to source a spatula. How do you find the suppliers that are reliable? Well, I would do two things. I would check the trade assurance box, which basically means you can pay a small fee on top of the cost of the goods, and Alibaba will help you protect the order. So if something goes wrong, Alibaba will give you a refund. All right. Also, verified supplier. This means that Alibaba have inspected their premises and made sure they're doing what they say they're doing and that they're a good company. Check these boxes. The ones that appear should be good suppliers. Okay. That should get you a good selection of reliable suppliers who are good to work with. And what we want to do really is this. We want to contact a lot of suppliers. We want to contact a lot of suppliers. The more quotes we get back from suppliers, the better. Okay? Because if you just contact 1 or 2 or 3 suppliers, then you might get a couple of quotes, but you don't know if you're dealing with the most expensive orders you could possibly place from China. You could pick the 3 most expensive manufacturers on the planet. However, if you contact 50 suppliers, now you're getting a broader range of quotes from more manufacturers. Okay, and you'll figure out who really is giving you a good deal and who isn't. And when you do contact a hell of a load of suppliers, you'll see just how crazily different the prices can be. Like, you might source something from one supplier, the quality is terrible and he charges, I don't know, $10 per unit. Another supplier, the quality might be amazing and it might be half the price. Like, some of it just makes no sense. All right, so you have to contact a lot of suppliers. That's so important. So just go through, find suppliers that look quite reliable, products that look good. Generally ignore this price here. They're going to put a really cheap price there so that their listing appears on page 1, right, of the search results here. When you get a quote from them, it's going to be different. Okay, so don't worry if the quote's different from what you see on the site. It's always going to be that way. Contact loads of suppliers. Another thing you can do, if you go to services, go to submit RFQ. Okay, submit RFQ. And what you can do is fill out this form with what it is you want. So, spatula, be a bit more specific, types, wooden spatula or silicone spatula, whatever it is. Pick the category, pick the sourcing type, sourcing purpose, quantity, how many you're looking for. All of these things, enter all the details you possibly can. If you don't know what FOB means or anything, just Google it, you'll find out. The suppliers will then come to you and send you emails with quotes. And sometimes you get 50, 100 suppliers coming to you with their quotes. This actually saves you quite a lot of time. They'll basically be pitching at you their offer, right? And you can negotiate from there. So there's a couple of ways you can contact a lot of suppliers, and once you've done that, you'll get a very good idea of maybe 3 to 5 of the best suppliers, the ones who have the best quality product, who can give it to you for the best price, right? So what do you do once you've got a load of quotes? Well, what we want to do next is we want to ensure we're offering value to the marketplace. Here's the thing, if you've got an amazing niche and you've got an amazing product, what you consider to be valuable as a product, whether it's a design or a bundle or a certain color which you love, what you find valuable, what you like, might be very different to what the marketplace likes. Some years, a certain color comes into fashion and it's very, very fashionable color. Everyone's raving about it, everyone's wearing it. I think the color's disgusting. I don't like it. I would never wear it. But who the hell am I to say whether color is valuable or not? It's up to the general public, it's up to everyone. So don't be biased. Don't let your taste get in the way of you making money. So because of this, we need to test to see what the marketplace finds valuable. So you're not just assuming that whatever you find valuable, they will find valuable too. So we want to test. And really the best way to test a product is not to just try one design, one color, one bundle, but maybe 3. So test maybe 3 different angles, I call them, okay, to see what the marketplace finds the most valuable. So for example, we might know that spatulas is the best niche on the whole of the Amazon marketplace and people are going crazy for this product, right? They're going crazy for it. However, we don't know what type of spatula customers want. Do they want this one with the pink handle and the wooden bit? Do they want these type of spatulas? Do they want this set here with the black plastic bits and the metal bits and the case, the holder thing? Do they want spatulas hanging on a big metal stand with different colors? Who knows? I mean, personally, I don't know. I think I wouldn't buy these, right, personally, but somebody might. So how do we know which one's best? So rather than just testing one design, get 3. Pick 3 of the best ones you get from your suppliers, maybe your 3 suppliers who give you the best quote with the best product that you think would be good, and test all 3. Maybe get 20 units from each supplier. One thing you can do is actually get the supplier to send some stock to the other manufacturer, and do that, so let's say you've got 3 manufacturers, get manufacturer 1 and manufacturer 3 to send all the products to manufacturer 2, and then get them to ship all the products in a box to you, right? This can be good because you save on shipping fees rather than having to pay shipping for every single manufacturer, right? So you've tested 3 angles, right? Once you've done this, what will happen is you'll see what sells. And by the way, when you're ordering small amounts of stock, maybe 20 units, 50 units, something like that, you can use express shipping. You can get quotes from your suppliers for express shipping. Okay, now this is really, really easy, because what they'll do is, instead of using like a big cargo shipping company, they'll use a courier. Like, for example, they might use FedEx to ship the products to you, or they might use UPS, for example, to ship the products to you. What that means is the product will go directly from the manufacturer all the way through to customs in the UK and then onto you. And UPS will invoice you for all the customs fees. So you don't have to worry about the responsibility of making sure you fill out those forms properly, right? You can use express shipping for maybe up to 50 units of a product. Okay, I think it's up to 100 kilograms, I think, is the limit for express shipping. So test batches, it's really good. Now, it's expensive, and you definitely shouldn't aim to make a profit on a test batch, because it's just impossible generally with the cost of the products and the cost of shipping. But we're going to see if this stuff sells. All right, and we're going to know which of our angles is going to sell the best. Now, once you've done that, right, and you've tested, got products shipped over with express shipping, the next thing to focus on is the reorder. Okay, so let's say you've done all this stuff is selling well, you haven't made profit, but you've made some sales, and you know which angle flew out the fastest. We need to reorder. Okay, so reordering is where we make profit. Right, it's where we make profit. So now we need to order 300 units or more generally to be able to make profit, because this brings down the price of each unit. This brings down the price of the shipping, right? Because we're not using express shipping anymore, and we'll be getting in touch with a freight forwarder, which I'll talk about. And now the cost per unit will be low enough for you to make a profit. This is where we aim to do this kind of thing. Okay, this is possible when you order more units. So how do we do that? Well, with your test batch, you know the price you can charge for your product. If you've actually sold 20 units of something, right, I recommend you just keep trying to put the price up until customers won't pay it anymore. You will know, well, now my customers will pay £15 for the product, and they won't pay any more. Or, now my customers will pay £25 for the product. It depends on the niche, and it depends what you've offered and how valuable it really is, right? But you'll know what price you can charge. So what you can do now is work backwards from that price and actually make it profitable. So for example, if you know that you can charge £25 for a product, right, for the price on Amazon, what you can do now is figure out, well, with my per unit expenses, can I make a profit selling products at that price? Right, so let's say £25 is the price. The per unit cost is going to be £10, for example. The Amazon fees are going to be £7. The marketing fee to sell each product is going to be £3. Now you can make £5 per sale, right? That's a 20% profit margin, right? relatively healthy. So now you know that you can pay up to £10 to source the products, including the cost of the goods, the cost of shipping them here, the cost of duty, import taxes, and everything else. Okay, if you can find a manufacturer who can give you the product, for less than £10, you will make profit. So now all you have to do is message suppliers again to make sure that actually happens. And if everything holds out, which it should do, you will make profit from your import, right? And your experience will look like this rather than looking like this, because now we know we're adding value to the marketplace. So how do you place this bigger order? Well, let's say you went back and you did this whole process again. You went to all of the manufacturers in Alibaba. Maybe you just went back to the one you got your test batch from, and you got a quote for 300 to 500 units, and you know you can get it for a great price. How do you get it shipped over? Well, here's the thing. You want to use a freight forwarder to help you with the shipping. Now, your supplier is going to give you a quote for shipping. They're going to say, we can ship you 500 units. We can ship them to you by air or by sea for X amount. Would you like us to do that? You should always say no. No, you don't want your supplier to be managing the shipping process for you. There's too many parts along the process that can go wrong to just completely abdicate this responsibility to your supplier. Is a bad idea. So what you should do is take control of the shipping process yourself and get a freight forwarder to help you who's based in the UK, who understands all of the tax, duty implications, who has connections with great shipping companies, who can get you a good deal and manage the whole process. All right. So how do you find a freight forwarder? Well, it's easy. Just go to Google, type freight forwarder UK into Google, and you will find so many freight forwarders. So should we just click on the first listing we see? These guys look good. Should we just click on that? Oh look, this is a comparison website. Let's say we find an actual freight forwarder. Okay, Energy Freight Forwarding Limited, for example, right? Should we just click on that listing and just use them? No, right? Because they might be the most expensive, most rubbish freight forwarder on the planet. I'm not saying they are, they're probably amazing. Right? I don't know, but for example, they could be. We don't know, we haven't used them yet. So again, we should contact at least 10 freight forwarders, get quotes from them, speak with them about the process, right? Ask them questions. You don't know anything about freight forwarding, so ask them, what should I be looking for in a great freight forwarder? How is the process? How complicated is it to import stuff from China? These guys do it every day. They know they can help you. You'll learn stuff along the way, and you'll figure out who's the cheapest and who is the best. Who replies your emails faster, who allows you to contact them by a phone, who seems like they've got the most experience, who's got great testimonials. You'll get this stuff once you've spoken to several freight forwarders. Then what you can do is place your order with the manufacturer and put your supplier in touch with the freight forwarder, and they can work together to get your stock safely shipped from China all the way to the UK, and then you won't have to worry about it, right? So one final tip: when you're doing your first few imports, get the products sent to you. Don't send them straight into the warehouse, right? We want to check the quality of the stock before we forward it onto Amazon. We want to make sure that we've got stuff that customers are going to love. We want to make sure that it's not broken in shipping. We want to make sure it's as good as it looks on the Alibaba site. So we don't send bad stock into Amazon, because that's the easiest way to get your account shut down. One thing you can do is Skype video chat with your supplier before you place an order and get them to show you the product in person on the video call. A lot of them would be very happy to do this. This can actually allow you to skip the sample phase of the process and go straight to the test batch phase. The test batch can almost be the sample phase. With express shipping, you can get stuff delivered in like 5 days, very, very, very quickly. And therefore, you can get this process moving massively fast. Like my clients, I get them to import stuff and get it selling within 30 days, get their first sale within 30 days. This is great. It gets the momentum moving, gets your confidence boosted, stops you just being in that procrastination phase of just adding products to a database, using Jungle Scout, messing around with this process, and just gets you in making some money so you can move forward quickly. All right, so I hope this this video has been helpful for you. I hope now you understand a bit more about how to import stuff from China and do it in a safe way. I hope you got some value from this. If you did, comment below, let me know. And I'll catch you very, very soon on another video. By the way, if you want to get 15 products that would be perfect opportunities to use to private label and sell on Amazon, then there's a link in the description. You can go click on the link. It's a PDF with 15 hot selling smash hit products that you can import and sell today. So check that out in the description, and I'll catch you very, very soon.